friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I thought that I would go through my whole entire physical TBR with you guys. I'm gonna pick all the books off my physical TBR off my shelf, and then I'm gonna go through them and we are gonna see actually how many books are on my physical TBR at the moment. I have been on a book buying ban for like the past 2 to 3 months, so I'm hoping that I sort of got through a few and it's sort of shrunk since the last time that I counted them. Maybe this will sort of also guilt me into reading more of the books off my physical TBR rather than just buying new ones or reading on Kindle Unlimited. So yeah, let's go. Not being quiet. Oh no. Broken nail. Another nail. Bruh. I feel like I should maybe count them. Maybe I'm going to count them first. This doesn't include my July TBR either because I keep my July TBR on my bedside table. So there's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more books over there. It's halfway through July. Have I read one book on my physical TBR? No. I'm going to count. Bloody hot. Welcome to my crib. If you hear any snorting, sniffing, licking, that is Tokyo. She is sitting right next to my phone. We love her. Say hi, Diggy. Hi. She says, literally, go away. Anyways, I think I'm gonna start with like my general fiction / thrillers / just like things I don't even have a category for. These are just books off of like my random shelf. I have like a romance shelf, a fantasy shelf, and then I just have shelves which are like all three mixed in one, you know? So the first book that I have is The Runner by Lloyd Devereux Richards. This is a thriller book. I actually got gifted this by Harlequin Publishing, which was so exciting, and I can't wait to read it because I've been loving a thriller at the moment. Then I have The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is sort of like the 4th book in the Inheritance Game series. I just heard that it wasn't as good and it didn't live up to the hype as much as the Inheritance Game, so I have just put it off. I literally bought this on release date as well, but I still do want to read it at some point. Next, I have As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This is the 3rd book in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I am going to finish this series. I love this series so much, but I just haven't got round to it yet. I'm that person that will read all the books in the series except for the last one and then leave the last one for like months on end. Then I have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This was on my TBR last month. Did I read it? No. Am I going to? I don't know. I've heard so many people rave about this book, but I just can't get over the pronunciation of the names. I just can't do it, so I've put it off. Then we have The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. This is another like YA thriller. I do really want to read this since I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and it is by the same author. So I do want to read it, just haven't got around to it. Haven't got around to like a lot of these books. I have Five Survive by Holly Jackson as well, which is like another thriller. It's about 5 friends who go on a road trip and their RV breaks down and then they get lost in the middle of nowhere, and I'm pretty sure there is like a sniper or someone out there trying to get them, and they're trying to figure out who the killer is trying to get out of the 5 friends, or they have to escape. So yeah, I am gonna read this. I have heard really, really good things about this one. I have A Little Life. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the author's name because I know I will just butcher it. I've never been more intimidated by a book. Just like the size of it scares me. And I've also heard it is heartbreaking. There are lots and lots of trigger warnings, but I still really do want to read it. I just think that I have to be really in the mood for like a sad book, and I just haven't felt like that in a while. Next, I have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is the first book in like the Vicious Vengeful duology. I've only got Vicious at the moment. I've heard so many great things, and I've never read a V.E. Schwab book before, so I am really, really intrigued by this one. Next, I have Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I'm not sure if I am actually ever going to read this. I have had it on my shelf for a while and I love normal people, so I sort of want to give it a go, but also I just haven't been in the mood. Next, I have Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. I tried reading this one at Christmas time because obviously it looks like a Christmas book, but I just couldn't get into it, so maybe I'll try again this December. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I've heard so many great things about this. I do want to read it. Just, it's been put on the back burner for a while. Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. I'm pretty sure this got turned into a TV show. And I want to read it before I watch the TV show. I'm that person who wants to read books before I watch the TV shows of those books. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I have heard so many good things about this book, and the plot of it really, really intrigues me. So I will get to it at some point. Then I have Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. This is also like a Christmas romance. I wanted to read a Christmas book, but I feel like they're just super hard to get into. So maybe this December. I forgot to mention, but I also have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, which is on my TBR for this month. I'm gonna listen to this as an audiobook. It's like based on a podcast, and I've heard the audiobook is really, really good. One pile down, 20 to go. I have The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. Read The 7 Year Slip and I loved it. Twisted Games by Anna Huang. I read Twisted Love and it was okay, so I just haven't gotten to Twisted Games yet. Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I love a Lynn Painter book. I feel like you just can't go wrong with a Lynn Painter book. They're just so easy to read and such cute little romances. So yeah, I will definitely be getting to this one. Things We Never Got Over and Things We Hide from the Light. These were so hyped up on BookTok and I just never read them. I feel like they're quite thick for romance books, and I don't know how I feel about a really long romance book. Nobody hurt me for this one, but I have Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I know so many people that love this book, just haven't got round to it, but I would love to read it. I feel like this would be right up my street. Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. This is the first book in a series. It's actually a mafia romance, which I've never read before, so I'm really intrigued by this one as well. I know, okay? Like, I know. I read Magnolia Park's A Long Way Home and Daisy Hates The Great Undoing in like 1 month, both of them like back to back, and not gonna lie, I feel damaged by that. I'm protecting my peace by not reading this yet, but I will. Of course I will. Is that even a question? Then I have the last 3 books in the Off Campus series. I am going to read these. I feel like they're really cute little hockey romances when you're in the middle of a slump, and they're just super easy reads. Consider Me by Becca Mack. I got gifted this. It's a hockey romance. I love a hockey romance. I feel like you can't go wrong. The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This was like a big BookTok series, like a big romance BookTok series, which like popped off last year. I just never read it. Red, White and Royal Blue. I do really want to read this. I feel like anyone who's read it said it was really cute, and yeah, I'm gonna get to it. Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Also popped off on BookTok. I feel like I've just been in my fantasy era, so I have a lot of romance books that I have put off. Love Justin by Natalie Murphy. My friend gave me this one for my birthday and I just haven't picked it up yet. Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. This sounds like such a cute little summer read, so I think I'm going to wait till it's summer in Australia for me to read this one. A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. I loved The 7 Year Slip, so any of her other books, I feel like she's just like an auto-buy author for me now. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I have heard that this is the 3rd book in a series. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's like Part of Your World, which comes first. I don't know. I'm gonna get hate for this one. Happy Place by Emily Henry. I know, I need to read this. I feel like I'm waiting for summer. I feel like this is definitely a summer book and I missed out on reading it this summer, so I'm waiting till November, December in Australia. But can we just appreciate the sprayed edges? Please. Please, please, pull that rain. Yeehaw. Let's get this party started. I have the One Dark Window duology. Don't actually know what it's called. Heard so many good things. Of course I'm going to read this. The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. I recently read Akane by Lynette Noni, and that was my first ever Lynette Noni book, and I've heard so many good things about this series, so I do really want to read it. The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I have heard that Brandon Sanderson is like the king of fantasy. Am I terrified to read this because it is technically like a high fantasy book? Yes, so I'm putting it off. The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. 6 months later, still haven't read it, but I do think the plot looks really interesting, and I have heard really good things. Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I have heard many good things about this one as well. Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I haven't seen many people talk about this one. I saw Rachel Catherine read it and she liked it, so I was like, say less. I have the first 2 books in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I read Six of Crows, loved it, but I haven't heard as many good things about Shadow and Bone as I have about Six of Crows, so I'm not too sure yet. Terrifying, just terrifying. Look how big they are. These are the first 2 books in the Crescent City series by Sarah J Maas. I loved ACOTAR. I loved Throne of Glass, so of course I'm going to read Crescent City. Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Second book in the Six of Crows duology. Can't wait to read it. A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. Also can't wait to read it. One of my friends said it gives like Divine Rivals vibes, so of course I'm going to read it. I love Divine Rivals. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I have also heard many mixed things about this one. A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel L. Jensen. I have heard that this is like a Nordic kind of fantasy, like Vikings kind of vibes, so I feel like that's a little bit different and I am really interested in it. Throne of the Fallen. Also have seen so many people read this one and love it, so I do want to get to it, but she is big. I have Finale, which is the last book in the Caraval trilogy. It's the last book. Of course I'm going to read it. I didn't enjoy Caraval and Legendary as much as I did Once Upon a Broken Heart, but I still liked it. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This looks like such a cute, cozy fantasy read, and I am here for it. And finally, I think this is the last one. This is the last one, y'all. I recently got an advanced reader copy of The Stars Are Dying, and it looks so interesting, and I can't wait to read it. This is from Hachette, by the way. I won a giveaway on their Instagram, so that was so exciting. So currently I have 54 books on my TBR, and I just got off my book buying ban, but I feel like I need to go on another one already because that is crazy. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna go put all these books back now.